from team leaders. So I'll start with table 1. Melis.
Everyone did everything except for Zomera because she wasn't here.
Right. So the mayor will know you'll be able to do it tonight. All right. Table 2.
Everyone.
You've seen them all?
Yeah.
Okay. Permita?
Everybody finished except for Daniel, who was absent.
Right. Okay. Table 4.
Everybody.
Okay. Table 7.
Everybody.
Okay. You've seen them all?
Yep.
Table 5. And table 6. Thank you very much. All right. So that means 100% of the people here did it, and the 2 absent people will get it done, and then we can have 100% on that. All right. So let's talk about those problems. So let's look at number 6 first. Do I have a volunteer that would like to talk about number 6? Thank you, Lincoln. Number 6. So we gotta do what?
Well, already know that it's 2 holes, so we just go ahead and put 2, and then we put a decimal.
So it's this. So the first thing you know is, I gotta be able to see it. First thing you know is that it's a negative. Second thing you know is it's a mixed number. Third thing is I gotta turn the mixed number into a decimal. So I know this is part of it, agree?
Yeah.
We all know this is part of it. I have everybody focused on this. Everybody. Right here. Right here. Okay. So basically what I need to do is, Lincoln, is I need to figure out what 5/22 is as a decimal. Okay, so Lincoln, how do I do that? This? Okay. Doesn't go, does it? Does it go now? Yeah. Once? Alright, now what? Yes? No what? 22 doesn't go into 50? Up or down? Oh. Okay, thank you. I knew you were wanting to say something, but I didn't hear you. Okay, so that, now what? What's next? Goes twice again. Again, 44. Now what? How many times does 22 go into 160? Did you say 7? 7 times? And is that 154 maybe? 154? Uh-oh, look, Lincoln. So what's going to happen now? Going to repeat? So where did I draw the bar notation? Over here. So these are the digits. I got your digits. Now what do I do? Where's the bar notation go?
Over 227.
So does it go over 227 or 27 or 7?
227.
It does? It does? Okay, let's see. Goes into that. Goes into this how many times? 2. And that's 44. And then that's 60. Right? There you go. So it doesn't go over both 2's. Because look, it's going to go, it's going decimal 227272727. So it only goes over the second 2 and the 7, right? So the 2 in the 10th place doesn't repeat. It's the 2 in the 100th place in the 7 in the thousandth place that are repeating. Raise your hand if you've got the bar notation over the second 2 and the 7, not both 2s. Do you see why it's not both? See, that's tricky, right? That's tricky. So it goes over this. Now, let's say the sneaky, tricky TN Ready people are giving you this problem. Here's some things they'll do to try to trick you. They'll give you this. That's all kinds of wrong, right? What all's wrong with that, Izzy?
It's, well, that would make it repeating between 2 and 7.
Okay, and it's not. That's not. It's not going 227, 227, 227. It's going 2727, 2727. Okay, something else is wrong with that, Zamira. What is it? This is saying it's positive when it's negative, right? Yeah. So it's negative. So let's say they gave you this, and then guess what? Somebody go, oh, they tried to trick me. It's negative. I got it. They didn't get me. Well, they did too, because the 2 shouldn't have bar notation, right? Ramita's over there snickering. She's like, that's fun. Hi. All right. So it's this, right? So this one is correct. Wrong. Wrong. Right. Okay. Yeah.
What I found kind of interesting is there's this huge coincidence that on the other side of the paper there's 0.77272727. It's on the little other side page and it's literally flipped around.
Clever. I didn't think about that. Volunteer.
If you look at page
Jayla. Will you tell us about number 8? Shiv and his friend ate 3 1/6 pizzas. How much pizza did they eat as a decimal? Okay, hold up. Let me shut this. So how much pizza did they eat is the question of the moment. And this is number 8.
I made 3 1/6 into a proper fraction, and then I divide this. That would be and then I made 19 divided by 6. And
So you did what now?
I made
You did this? Okay.
divided by 2.
So I did this. But before you go any further, let me ask you a question. Is this okay? Is everything I wrote up there okay?
Yes.
Okay, I got some people need to look at the screen. Because if you're not looking at the screen, you have no idea what I'm talking about, asking if it's okay. Take a moment to look at the screen at number 8 and see if everything I wrote you're good with. James, are you good with it? Did you look at it? I didn't see you looking at it. Did you look at it? No? Look at it more than that. All right. Are you good with it? So Jayla's going this route. Fine. 19/6 is this. I'm just going to say, oh, I know the 3 is 3 point. And I'm just going to do the fraction piece and put it with it. Are we good with both? Who did it? Who did this? Who did this? Okay. They're both fine. 2 routes. Okay, so Jayla, you want to do this one? You going to get a different answer if we do this? No, of course not. Okay, so Jayla.
6 goes into 19 times, which is 18. 1 is yes. That goes in, 6 goes into 10 once, 6, 40. That goes into 6 times, which is 36. And then you bring up 20, and it's
the repeats. All right. So the correct decimal would be 3 and what? Bar notation over only the 6. Do you all agree that 1600ths repeating is not the same as 600ths repeating? 1600ths repeating is not the same as 600ths repeating. Because is 1600ths and 600ths the same thing? No. So they're not repeating the same thing, right? Now, are they close to the same? Yeah, but they're not the same, right? Okay, do I have another volunteer? Fred, thank you. Number 9.
Number 9, negative 0.96. Write each decimal as a fraction or a mixed number in simple form. Negative 9/10 is negative 90 hundredths, 9/10. I don't.
So this?
Yeah.
Everybody agree? Yeah? That's easy, isn't it? Okay, what about 11? Volunteer? Kylie?
So, there's obviously the 3, and so that's the whole, so I put negative 3. And the 8 is in the 10th place, and so I put 8 over 2.
Like that?
Yeah.
Again, way easy. These are way easier than putting the decimal into, the fraction into the decimal, right?
It said in simplest form, but
Oh, thank you. It did, didn't it? So then what do you do there?
We put it into, and then 2 goes into both of those, so 5 is the denominator, and then 4 is the numerator.
So this, check. Okay. Do I have another volunteer? James, thank you.
For number 50.
Correct. Hey, James. Yeah, that's right. James?
So I put my answer as a fraction.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Number 15.
Well, I just wrote this. That's not a fraction.
Well, you can make it into a fraction.
Why?
I made it into a fraction of 9 because when you divide.
Wait, all I know is I saw this number and wrote it down. You're talking fractions. What are you talking about?
So it says 600 species are venomous.
Okay, hang on just a second. Will you put that up, please? IR. Okay, because you're not paying attention. All right, go ahead.
And 600 is 2 ninths of 2,700.
So, I'm going to back you up again because you're skipping the point of what is it we're doing? What's the context?
I just made them into fractions.
Okay, but what's the context in the problem? There are 600 poisonous snakes,
Yes.
right? And how many different species of snakes are there?
2,700.
Thank you. That's what I'm needing to hear. Now, you're saying you're doing this, right?
Yes. Except I turned it.
Okay,
into
I'm going to
nine.
pause you. Okay, can somebody tell me why he just did this, Jayla?
That's the, that's the fraction of the snake's bag.
No, here's the fraction, 627 hundredths.
What's the simplified version?
Liam, because 100 goes into that 6 times, 100 goes in that 27 times. Yeah, that's just the simplified version. But I know dividing 100 by both just removes 2 zeros, right? Dividing 10 by both removes 1 0. Yeah.
That should be simplified to 9.
So now James can continue. Now James, what'd you do to this?
I simplified it.
To what?
I divided it by 3
Why?
because that simplifies it to 9.
Because you know your times tables, right?
Yes.
All right, so the answer is 2 ninths?
No.
No.
It's 7 ninths.
What?
It's 7 ninths.
Why?
because that's the remaining numbers.
Okay, these are the snakes that are going to give you poison if they bite you. We need the non-venomous. So what's the rest of it? 7 nights. So that's the answer? James?
Yes.
No.
Oh, as a decimal.
Thank you. It wants it as a decimal. So I need 9 into this. Okay, James, pass it off to somebody who would like to pass it off. Somebody who would like to hit it. Liam said he would.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, Liam, what would you do with this?
I would find out how many times 970 to 63 times.
Okay.
Then I would find out that would equal 7, and then that would equal 70 again.
We're back
so
to the
we're going
same old thing.
So we're going to end this with 7.
So it's going to keep repeating, right? Right? So the correct decimal answer would be this. Agree? Is that the same as this? Are these the same? Of course they are. And isn't this the same? Of course it is. Here's what some kid might try to say to me. No, that's 7/10, that's 7,700, that's 777 thousandths. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's 7s forever. So is that, and so is that. So they're the same, right? 7/10, 7,700, and 777 thousandths are not these, right? That's not those. Because this is not the same, right? Here's the point I'm making right here, look. These are not these, right? Not. Not the same. Okay? Alright, Kimani, hold your head up. Alright, will you look in your book on page 391? So now, let's play with ordering these. Let's order these. Like we got a little preview of yesterday. So, let's start with the easy one for Permita. Okay, Permita, you're going to get the easy one on number 1. This is number 1. So, I got 5/4, and I got 1/4, Permita. What am I going to do?
It's negative 1/4.
It is?
Yeah.
Oops. Changes things, doesn't it? Does it?
No,
It doesn't change.
Still greater than,
It's
isn't it?
still the same.
It's just more greater than, right?
Yeah. Wait.
Did y'all hear what I said? 1/4, still less than 5/4, but negative 1/4 is even more less than 5/4, right? So it's still greater than regardless, but you can't forget those negatives. Help me out with number 2. It's a little harder. Who wants it? Fred.
6 1/3 is greater. I mean, it's greater than 6 and 370.
Okay, talk me through that.
Because negative 6 1/3 is 6 and
Oh, wait, Fred. Wait. They're both negatives, right? Fred, aren't they both negatives?
and
So they're equal.
No,
No,
just
they're not.
negatives. And it's the closest to 0 is
Hang on
negative.
just a second. Somebody in table 2 need to share with the rest of us? Thank you. Okay, Fred, sorry you're being
6
disrespectful.
1/3, I'm pretty sure is 33 repeated, right?
So which one? This? Sure is.
And
Hang on. I'm slow. I gotta write this down. He says it's that.
And
Wait, hang on. That. He's like, stop, old man. He didn't say that. Okay.
And
He
when
just
it's-
thought it.
And when it's negatives, the greatest number is the closest to 0, and 6 and 3 repeated is less than negatives than closer. Okay, let me just say closer to 0.
Thank you. That's
than
better.
6,
Don't say that other thing.
375.
That because what you just said there is correct. What you were starting to say was not correct. Not the right way to say what you're trying to say. That the way you did say it's right. Okay. What he's saying is this closer to 0. This further from 0. That's greater because it's closer to 0. That's further away from 0. So I need a greater than sign again. Everybody agree? Now, did number 2 take a little more thinking? Because you had to, number 1, just do it. That's why I gave it to Ramita, because she could handle that one. Right? Number 2, I had to not only realize I'm in negative land for both of them, I have to remember, okay, closer to 0 is greater than further from 0 in negatives. But then I had to convert a fraction to a decimal, or I could have put the other one to a fraction, but that would still been hard, right? Right? Decimal works better there for us, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me hear from someone whose name is not selected. Natalia, would you help us with the next one, number 3?
For number 3, so it says negative 3/5 or negative 6/10. So what you do is you try to find how many times 5 can go into 3.
Why?
Because that's how you find.
Oh, I'm going to put the brakes on for a second. Those numbers look like they are compatible. Don't they? Hey, Natalia. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6. So they're equal. They are equal because that's an equivalent fraction. So are negative fractions, can they still be equivalent? Well, of course they can. Because, hey, isn't this just the opposite of 3/5? Isn't this just the opposite of 6/10? Aren't both those the same distance from 0? Yeah. So equal. Okay. Let me hear from Courtney. No. Courtney, number 4. It says negative 9 2/7, and it says negative 9.3. Now, may I ask you a question, Courtney? Who did number 2? Fred? Okay, Courtney, you got that like Fred did. Are those the same? You say no? That's right, they're not. This, guys, this is a third. This is less than a third. Angelo, speak to me about why. This is a third. Why is this less than a third? This is 3/10 of something, right? This is 1/3. Are they close? Yeah. What is this as a decimal? Well, 3 repeating. What is this? 0.3, right? So it's not the same. Because isn't 30 before 33? Right? All right. Courtney, so what do I need to do here? You say get them both into decimals, maybe? So get this into a decimal? Okay. Negative 9.3. So what is this as a decimal? 7 into 20. Goes 2 times. Uh-oh, I already know the answer, don't I? Can someone tell me why I don't have to go any further? I know the answer. Courtney. Boom, that's exactly right. I already know this is going to be 9.2 something, right? So if this is let's just say it's negative 9.2. We already know how to do this, right? Now, it's more than 9.2. It's 9.2 something, right? Everybody agree? So now, Courtney, the question is negative 9.2 closer to 0 or is negative 9.3 closer to 0? It's closer, so therefore it is, you got it, it is greater than. All right, I would like for you to turn to your neighbors, and I would like for you to order number 5 from least to greatest. Number 5, work with your partner, unless you're just too smart to work with somebody. Order number 5, go.
Negative 2 and 3/4, negative 2.2.
I think I got it, but just in case, can you repeat that one
Okay,
again?
it is 2 and negative 2 and 3/4.
Okay, well, this 3
Later, I need to post it, and we'll all get a point because all 3 are volunteer. Here's a post-it.
Number 6, negative
Put a point for table 2 later.
.65,
Not
2/3, and 4/5.
You did number 6 too? I did 7 and 8. I got the answer to number 5. I did 7 and 8.
Yeah, working together. You got them. You're finished. Who's still working? Who's still working? So if your name is not highlighted up here and you'd like to volunteer to come up and show me the order that's correct from least to greatest, Josiah, come on up. Thank you for volunteering. So if you'll write on the board, number 5. Here you go. So number 5, if you'll do them from least to greatest. There's the least to greatest. Flow mission. Rabbit math. Yep, I'll do it in 5 minutes. Okay, tell us what you got, Josiah. So you're saying 2 3/4, and then okay. So is the first one negative and the others are okay? Now I'm okay. I was a little confused. So you're saying, Josiah, this is further from 0 than this. Yeah, then we're at 0. Then we're above 0. Okay, so let me ask you this, Josiah. Which one of those is closer to 0, this or this? Yeah, the absolute value of negative 2 point repeating 2 is 2 point repeating 2. The absolute value of 2.8 is 2.8, right? So that's a little further from 0 than that is. Now, are they similar values? No. They have a similar absolute value, right? So if Josiah is negative 2.2 repeating from the start line, and I'm at 2.8, I'm ahead of him, right? But if we both turn and walk to 0 at the same, he's going to get there before me, but he's on the negative side, right? So the absolute values are close. Okay, whose team's got this correct? All right, what greater than or less than sign would I use? Would I use less than signs or greater than signs? Yeah, less than signs. Okay, thank you. Now, if you will try number 6 by yourself, thank you, Joseph. You'll try number 6 by yourself. You can move on to number 7 and 8 if you finish number 6 before I stop you. Jayla, will you put 3 minutes on the timer? In 3 minutes, I would like you to be through number 8. Please. Okay, this is, yes, please. This is a by yourself time.
Do we have the music?
Yes, you may have to. Okay, James, stop. Thank you. James, you're finished. Run this submission in. 2:15 or 2:15. Angelo, on number 6, what is the lowest number of those 4 numbers? Well, because it's the only negative, right? All right. What is the next lowest number? Kayla. So I've got 65/100s, I've got 2/3, and I got 4/5. Say again? Okay, let me ask you this. Kayla, would you rather have 2/3 of the pizza or 4/5 of the pizza? Now, Michaela, let me show you something right here. So watch this. You agree this is 2/3, Michaela? Yes. Okay, so let me do this. You agree this is 4/5? Let me do this. How much pizza did you not get out of this? 1 slice? How much pizza did you not get out of here? 1 slice? Because they're both 1 slice less than the whole. So don't I want the one that has the smaller piece that I didn't get? Right? Isn't this the smaller piece? So in other words, here's your better scenario. Let's say the pizza comes in and Mama's going to take a slice out of it. Which one do you want her to take a slice out of? The one in bigger pieces or littler pieces? The smaller pieces, so you get more, right? So 4/5 is more, right? Well, that still leaves us at 6/500, doesn't it? Michaela, what do we know about 2/3 as a decimal? Then it's what? It's repeating 6.6. I mean 66 repeating. All right, so let's write that down. All right. Let's write this down. It's 4/5. Oh, that's this, isn't it? Isn't that this? And what was my other one? Okay, so Michaela, do you see what I just helped you do right there? Okay, look. 2/3 and 6/500 are only 1/100th different, right? So they're essentially the same amount, aren't they? Are they the same amount? No. That's why they gave you that. Look, 6/500, 66 repeating. 6600. So this is a little more than 6600, right? So that's a little bit less. Yes. All right. So then, Michaela, what goes next on our list? Uh-huh. All right. Let me hear from Chloe. Then what goes here?
The 66.
But what was it in the problem?
Oh, it was the 2/3.
Yeah. Now, can I go and put 0.66 repeating right here? No, because that's not what it was. I did that to know its value, right? But I got to write it as what it was in the problem. Agree? Agree? And then, Mason, what goes here?
4/5.
4/5. But in the, okay, this is what it was when I did it to figure it out. But this is the way it was presented, right? So I got to use the way it was presented. All right, let's do another least to greatest in number 7. So let me hear from Kimani. Tell me about number 7, Kimani.
Number 7, it says to order the numbers from least to greatest.
This one's easy, isn't it?
Yes.
Why? Because there's nothing close, is there?
Yes.
So what is it?
It's the least number is -4.5.
Gotcha. Then what?
Then it's -2 3/8.
And then what?
Then 1.35.
Then what?
Then 5.6. Wait, I think that's
Yeah, Papa. Everybody got that, right? Right. And then, right now, if you will, mark that I would like for you to do numbers 9 for homework, number 10. Now, look at number 10. The numbers I want you to place in there, I want at least 2 numbers that fit, that are correct, okay? Got it? Okay? And then if you will do number 12. And last but not least, number 13. So I repeat, You're doing numbers what? 9, 10, 12, 13. So 1 through 9, 10, 12, 13. All right. If you will, Jayla, hit continue. Good job on those. And if you will, good job. And if you'll go to table points, and if you will give table 2 a point on team points, and that is for all 3 volunteering without knowing that I was checking to see who volunteered, so they get a point, and you can mark that off your post-it. All right. So that brings the total right now that table 2 just pulled up 1 point, so now you are in 3rd place. So table 5 is in 1st place. Table 1 is in 2nd place. Table 2 is now in 3rd place because you now have 8. Okay. Oh, sorry. 6 is in 3rd place. Table 2 is in 4th place. So, here's the thing. Anybody's game still, because it's only Wednesday, and we are still all within shooting range. Okay, so reminder, agenda, tech task, right? So somebody, anonymous person, was like, how can I help my team catch up or pull ahead or get further ahead, okay? So give me a suggestion. What could you do? Nathaniel. So make sure you've done your part. But let's say, Nathaniel, you know Pramita doesn't do what she's supposed to do. What could you do positively? You cannot take her behind the portable and say, Pramita, you don't do the word. Okay, can't do that. Because then Pramita go, come on. Let's go. Okay, so what could you do instead? You can remind them. You have them in a group text. Now, when you remind them, it'd be something like, hey, everybody got your tech task finished? Anybody need any help? Okay. Hey, don't forget, your mama signed your agenda? Okay. Because those are points in the bank every day. All right. Just a reminder. Will you please put your math to the side? Will you please get your reading workbook out? Let's see who is transitioning with purpose. Who is transitioning with purpose? Means they are getting their materials out they need for literacy. Go ahead. They are ready to go. Their book is out. Table 3 was first. Table 6 was second. So will you give table 3 and table 6 a point, please? All right. Let me hear from a volunteer. Here's the question I have. Did we talk about page 106? Look in your book. Did we talk about page 106? My feeling is we did not.
No.
Okay. Did we talk about page 105?
No.
Did we talk about page 104?
Yes.
Okay. So 105. 105. Turn and talk to your table and refresh yourself on the difference in a complex sentence and a compound sentence. Do it like this. Compound sentences, complex sentences, using the word clause. Okay? Using the word clause. Then I will need one person from each team to tell me what you decided. Okay? Using the word clause. Okay, turn and talk. Clause. Stating it in the word clause.
You could say, I want to read.
So I will be asking one person to text me your team's statement. And I'm going to read each statement. We're going to vote on which ones answered correctly. You're not texting me yet. I'm going to tell you who's going to text. Table 1, are you discussing? Yep. Okay, let me pause you for just a second. Okay, look and listen. So here's what I'm going to want from you in just a second. I'm going to want the person I say in the table to send me a text and say the difference in a compound sentence and a complex sentence, and you got to use the word clause in saying that. Oh, compound sentence has some clause. Complex sentence, some clause. Okay, that's what I'm going to look for. Okay, so the person in table 5 that's going to share it is going to be Betty. The person in table 6 is going to be Izzy. The person in table 3 is going to be Nathaniel. The person in table 4 is going to be Natalia. The person in table 7 is going to be Imani. The person in table 2 is going to be Kylie. The person in table 1 is going to be Josiah. Now, you can talk for 1 more minute, and at that point, it's silent while those people send the team's response. Okay, go. Send it to me. Wait. You're not sending it yet. You're still talking. Don't send it yet. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. No typing yet. All right. So the person who's supposed to text me is now texting me without anybody else talking. Text it to me, not to the group. Then I'm going to read them, and we're going to decide which ones, by voting, have answered it correctly. But I'm not going to say which teams they are. Only that person would know if that was their exact words or not. right, so if you have not submitted from your team, if you will please do so. And again, I will record who's going to get a table point based on your vote. Could be everybody, it could be nobody. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, or any combination. All right? Okay, do I have everybody? Okay. Do I have everybody now? Still waiting on Betty. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to listen and you're going to vote. Yes, you feel like that's adequately said, or no, not adequate. So you're not going to vote against it, you're just going to vote for it. If you think it really adequately says the difference in the two. Alright? Alright, so here's one. And it says, compound sentences have independent clauses, complex sentences. Look at that. Amazon just sent a thing right through on that, on top of this. Ah!
They're trying to enter our content.
They are. And no points for them. They got enough points. Okay? And by the way, just so you know, it's for the pun calendar for next year. That's what the thing is. They were texting saying it was coming tomorrow.
Oh, yay.
Okay, so here they are. Well, hang on. Let me go back to the original person. Compound sentence has an independent clause. 2 of those, Betty. Yeah, thank you. Okay. How many more interruptions? Okay. You got the key.
Oh, no.
Here it is. Maybe. Compound sentences have independent clauses. Complex sentences have dependent and independent clauses. Vote if you think that is correct. Vote if you think that is correct. 1, 2. Okay. Next. The next one is the difference between hang on. Okay, found in complex sentences must have an independent clause, must have a dependent clause. Would you vote on that one? Okay. Next one. I think you're clever there, don't you? I'll admit that's a good one. All right. They are made of 2 simple sentences with a comma and but or. Okay. Anybody? Here's another one. A complex sentence has an independent clause and a dependent clause. The dependent clause has subordinate conjunction. A compound sentence has 2 independent clauses with a coordinating conjunction to combine them together. For sure. That one adequately answered the question. Okay, here's another one. Let me write this down. Hold up. I'm writing it down. So we have 2 tables with points so far. Yeah, I gave points to the one of them that y'all didn't vote that actually answered it. Okay? Because I can vote too. Okay, a complex sentence is a sentence with a dependent and an independent clause joined. A compound sentence has 2 dependent clauses joined by conjunction. One word there didn't make that one correct. One word. Let's see here. here's another one. Compound sentence has 2 independent clauses. A complex sentence has 1 independent and 1 dependent clause. You are. Okay. And I don't think I read this one. A complex sentence has an independent clause, a dependent clause. A compound sentence is made of 2 independent clauses. That's correct. That was right. Okay, let me check this one. Read this one one more time. All right, so we have team point for table 3. They were correct. Nathaniel, that was correct. Team point for table 1. They were correct with Josiah's. And team point for table 7. They were also correct with Imani. Let's give them a hand. 1, 3, 7. Now, table 2. One word you said that you said differently. What was it?
At the end, I said
Oh, look at you. You're Apple watching it too.
I said a compound sentence has 2 dependent clauses.
And you meant to say
Yeah.
2 independent
Yeah, I
clauses.
meant to say
Yeah.
independent.
So that would have been correct, and I think that's what you meant, right? Yeah. Good job. Now, everybody got at it. Again, if it is, okay, first of all, clause means subject and a predicate. Every clause is a sentence, right? No. Every sentence is a clause? Yeah. But not every clause is a sentence because dependent clauses are not sentences by themselves. They would be if we didn't have that word at the front of them, right? The word at the front of them makes them dependent just because of that word. But they would be independent without that word at the front, okay? So, in this complex sentence, would you all agree, before we could get on the boat is the dependent clause? Yep. Number 2, would you agree, while I have fastened my vest is the dependent clause? Okay, have you all done these in your book? Okay, you're marking them right now if you haven't. Marking them in your book right now. So, before we could get on the boat, comma, that's the dependent clause. Okay, number 2, Jimmy talked to the captain while I fastened my vest, that's the dependent clause. Do I have to have a comma on that one? No, remember the rule. If the dependent clause is the front of the sentence, I got to put a comma afterwards. If the dependent clause is the back of the sentence, I don't. Izzy, are you writing these down? You just did what I did? The answer would be no. All right, number 3, the answer. Since we have never seen the whole island is the dependent clause because of the word since, right? Comma or no comma?
Comma.
Yeah, comma. Number 4, it says, Kimani, what?
No, I was gonna say that where you put the comma on most of them, there's like extra space between the words.
Yep. But it also is know where you take a breath, isn't it? You literally would take a breath there. Okay, Kimani, number 4. What's the dependent clause?
But Jimmy let me use the binoculars so that I could. That's what happened.
So this,
Yes.
no comma needed. No comma needed because it's at the back. Number 5, Graham.
Number 5. If is a subordinate conjunction here,
Yep.
first of all. And there is a comma needed because if if I had ever seen something so awesome as dependent, so we put a comma there so independent and dependent can go together.
Here's another reason to remember the comma is needed, because otherwise there's no break to say dependent, independent, right? When the subordinate conjunction's at the back, that breaks it up and say, okay, here's the dependent. But if it's at the front, I got to put a comma to say, okay, that's the break. See, that's automatically the break. But I need a comma when the break is not got a subordinate conjunction there. And y'all realize this should have said subordinating, right? Not coordinating. All right, typo. Okay, number 6, Michaela. Thank you guys for hanging in there. We're almost finished. Michaela, number 6.
After we had set up for how
Okay, number 7. But follow with us, like everybody else is. All right, number 7, Jayla.
The captain left the boat when he wanted to explore.
Got it. Madeline, number 8. Comma or no? Yep, for sure. Comma needed. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question about work.
Yep.
You said that the subordinate conjunction
It's so that.
Oh.
It's both. Yep. It's both words. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Good eye. That's correct. All right. Common and proper nouns. Right? So, number 1, boat, concrete. Thunder Island, concrete. Proper. Island, common. South Pacific Ocean, proper. Now let's go back. Are they collective? Are they abstract or concrete? Okay, boat, concrete. Thunder Island, concrete. Island, concrete. South Pacific Ocean. Yeah. Number 2. Captain, group, beach, mystery, intrigue, head. All of those. Write them down. Number 2. Let me say them again for number 2. We got the word captain. We got the word group, beach, mystery, intrigue, head. Tell me, are they compound? Sorry, blah, 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 blah. Are they common or proper? Are they abstract, concrete, or collective? So they need 2 things. Because they're all either common or proper, and they're either concrete, abstract, or collective. They're all common, she says. Can someone else verify they're all common? Yeah. No caps on any of them, right? None of them are specific names. They're all common nouns, okay? Let's walk through them. Captain, abstract, collective, or concrete? Captains aren't made of concrete.
Yes, they are. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not what it means. It means, is that captain literally there? Yeah, concrete. Group, collective. Collective, singular or plural? Singular, right? Beach, collective? No. Abstract? No. Concrete? Yes. Mystery, abstract. Intrigue, abstract. Those would have been the words nobody remember to mark. Kids would have missed intrigue and mystery. They would have not marked them. Head. Concrete. Yeah, that's true. Look at Betty, she's laughing. Betty got it. Number four. Okay, I'll wait just a second. Lincoln and Mellis. Thank you. Number 4. What words should be capitalized? Fred.
Sailor, captain, and John Shank.
Why?
Because they're all nouns. It says capitalize all the nouns.
Okay, so Captain Boonshank. Captain Boonshank, yes. Should I capitalize sailor?
Yeah.
No. Unless you're gonna call
And
it
legend,
sailor.
no.
A sailor.
It does, but his name is Captain Moonshark, not sailor.
Captain Boonshank.
Now, if his name was Sailor Boonshank, I'd capitalize sailor. Okay, we have lots of people distracted. I need everybody back, please. All right, thank you. Number 1 on page 107. Number 1 on page 107, yes.
On 6, it didn't add comments before dog and after sticky. I mean after sticky.
Should have had one. Actually, no. Number 6 is not a compound sentence. Wait. So I don't need one there.
No, I said after the dog and after.
So hang on. Why do I not need a... Okay, I'll get you in a second. Okay. Why do I not need a comma here? I would have if there'd been the word I.
Yeah.
If we had the word I here, then I would be a separate sentence, right? I would need a comma before and. Okay? But I don't need one here either. I don't need one there. Is that what you meant? I don't have it. My dog Skippy heard a rustle in the thing. Now, I will give you this. It could have said, my dog, comma, Skippy, comma, heard. It could have been done like that as a positive. Here's the thing, Jayla. They were not saying it's on positive, but it could have been in a positive with commas. That's what you were getting at, right? Yeah. It could have been turned into a positive and put commas there. That's kind of one of those gray areas, because you could make it in a positive or it could not be in a positive. They were cheap. So is that would that ever be a good one to say put commas where they belong? Not necessarily, because that one could be either or on that. Okay, if you have not finished page 6, if you'll go ahead and finish page 6.
Page 6.
Okay.
106.
Oh.
Ah, there we go.
106. Finished.
I know, but after that one.
You're finishing 4, 5, and 6 on 106. Four, 5, and 6 on 106. And then we're going to do one more thing, and that's on 107. Okay, I'm going to have to ask for the 3rd or 4th time to focus yourself in your group. Thank you. when you finish number 4, 5, and 6 on page 106, if you'll copy number 1 on page 107, it says to combine the sentences into a complex sentence using a subordinating conjunction, which creates a dependent clause. It should be because it's delayed because of the arrival. Now, could it be so when you're saying, well, they found out it was going to be delayed, so we just came late? Yeah. But I think the intention is that it's delayed because we got there late.
Or it was late because the boat was late.
That's what we just said. That's what we just said. So Chloe said on number 1, could we change because to so? We could. In the boat, we found out it was going to be delayed, so we came later. But I think we would have said it like that, Chloe. We'd have said, because the boat was delayed, we arrived later. But the word we want there is because clearly their intention is that we've held the boat up, being late. Would you agree that's a way better way to say those two sentences instead of two little first grade choppy sentences? Yes. Who would help me with number 2? Chloe.
Dad had a nap. So I couldn't find out where we were.
Okay. Dad had a map. I couldn't figure out where we were.
Oh.
What about even though Dad had a map, comma, I couldn't figure out where we were? Even though, or although, Dad had a map, comma, I couldn't figure out where we were. Why did I keep Dad capitalized, even though it's not the first word now? Kylie.
So, Dad, that's what you're calling
You got it.
Dad, even though most people, or some people call, most people call their dad Dad, you're still, that's what you nickname.
They're referring to Dad there as his name, so it's a proper noun. If it said Nathaniel ran to his dad, that's common noun there. Right? Depends on how it's being used in the sentence. Right? That kid who shall be remain nameless stirred the broth for his mama. There, mama's common. But if he said, oh, mama, I need to stir the broth, that's proper because it's being addressed as the person's name.
Can we name the kid?
No, we may not.
I want to get a name called name.
When we say kid, it's a common noun because we don't have a specific name by it. If we specifically name that person, then it would be a proper noun. All right, number 3. Help me out. Number 3, Natalia. Help me out. Number 3. Pedro asked someone from the boat for help. We were lost.
Pedro asked someone from the boat for help.
Because we were lost, or since we were lost, right? Or when we were lost. So there's 3 different choices. Courtney, number 4. Lisa took some photographs. Grandma sat down on a rock. Okay. While Lisa took some photographs, Grandma sat down on the rock. Lisa took some photos while Grandma sat down on a rock. Lots of things I could do there, right? Okay, they're going to go away. You're distracting yourself and others. So let's actually put them up. They both can go into timeout. Sorry.
Mr. Johnson's room?
No, put them in the box.
Why would you suggest that? I don't know.
All right, number 5, Josephine. So what do you say?
Pedro discovered how to get to the river, so we had to take a new trail to find it.
So we took a new trail to find it. Right? What else, Fred?
No, it's going to go for number 6.
Okay, number 6, Fred.
It was so hot that Lisa felt sick.
Okay. That. What else? What about because it was very hot, Lisa felt sick? When it was very hot, Lisa felt sick. Several ways to go there, too. Yes. Perfect. That's a $5 word there. Good job. Bless you. All right. 108. Marathon grammar. 108. Let's look at the claim and the reason. The claim and the reason and the evidence. The claim and the reason and the evidence. Number 1. Never mind. Forget that. Nope, we're not doing that. Okay. So, you have, forget that. You can close your book. You have about 8 minutes to work on today's DDD, daily math and language. Finish your math homework, which is what I would be the editor's choice. Be the choice to get that book out of the way. Right? Get rid of the book. You can work on your workbook pages, so you don't have to carry that book. I'm going to do the book stuff first. And I'm looking for table points for the tables that are working hard. Tables that are working hard, I'm looking for table points. Yes. Work on this one. I'll let you deal. Okay. I'll give you time at the deal. It's not okay when I'm teaching. Okay, I'll check you off. Thank you. That was all. Oh, thank you. Do you want to do the quizzes? You did? Okay. And don't forget the math homework last night and quizzes. Oh, great. Be sure what you're doing right now are the things I asked you to do. Make up numbers. Come on, Number 10 on math, you have to create the numbers that would be appropriate for those specifications. So So our plan is we've already done math and literacy. So up there where it says literacy will be the other Egypt projects, and then great. So where it says literacy will be finish the last two Egypt projects, and then great. This is the plan. Okay, so this is terminating. This is negative numbers. This is it's like a Venn diagram. Page number 10 on the math homework, it's like a Venn diagram. So give me some positive terminating decimals. Okay, what's a decimal that doesn't? The word terminating decimal means the decimal what? Stops. It doesn't repeat. Terminating means it doesn't repeat.